Today at the Island Club, we're talking to John Scrimger and Don Armitage about history research on the island. Now, the launch of the book, True Tales, I'm told, is only the first project of some very exciting things that are going to be happening next. John, can you sort of give us an idea what else you've got up your sleeves?
Sure. Until now, we've had hidden beginnings. You know, the strange sails of yesteryear took shape before the wind, and the iwi and the tauiwi, the recent people, that's us, arrived. And many of these are skilled, clever people, raconteurs and so on, with great stories to share, you know, wonderful information. And the history group is trying to capture what is before, what is now, and lead into the future. So we will have bi-monthly meetings as a history group. It's the members that decide what they want to do. There will be another publication within a couple of years, which will be exciting, as we've talked about this one, some of the stories which when people start reading the book will discover and be amazed at, you know, the wide variety of topics. I can't stress enough. Some of the recent history, you know, of people who arrived in the 70s, hippies, you know, they've matured, but some of them have wonderful stories to tell. They're wonderfully skilled people. It might just be a long head get to somebody else, but that person is someone who's creative, who's clever, plays the guitar, creates music, was a writer. They've all got previous lives, and this is the interesting part that this book plays. With our 70 members, we're already a strong little group, and it's going to go on from strength to strength. Our job is to capture the moment. That's the book. There will be another book. We will have regular meetings. These will be gazetted in the Barrier Bulletin. And we'll have visits and discussion groups which can flow out from what the members want. Let's go to the museums and talk, if that's what people want. Go to people's homes, share. There's amazing bits of history here. And let's have visiting speakers come in perhaps and even speak and talk. There are good facilities. It's an island that's on the go. We're a history group that's on the go. And the seed was planted here by Don. Now we're the sapling. And we're looking forward to one day becoming that mature tree. So, Don, again, over to you.
Oh, thanks, John. Well, where to from here? There's the version 2 of, or more True Tales of Great Barrier Island in a couple of years. And I'm sure a lot more people will contribute to number 2 than even number 1. But we've got oral histories, which is an ongoing project, and a book, short stories were a maximum of 1,500 words. There is another project that we want to get underway, and that's short stories read out over the Aotea FM, up to 500 words about history subjects with a signature tune and maybe some local firm or whatever could sponsor it, and to go out every day, and that's been already done in Coromandel quite successfully. That's part of the wallpaper over there now, and it attracts a lot of good comments. And there's further developing the website so that people all over the world that are connected to the barrier can keep in contact with barrier history and their particular association or a family association with the barrier. Yeah, I mean, ask me another question, real quick.
No, it's pretty good going. Well, you actually got so much going there that it's quite an ambitious project. But I think, given the richness of the history on the island, I don't think you're going to run out of material very soon.
Oh, absolutely not. There's that radio station SBS that stands for 6 billion stories. And you can apply that to the barrier. There's just an untold number of short stories, interesting as this book is full of. and keep on repeating it a dozen times, and you still won't run out of it. And the smarter and more devious we get about researching how to get those stories out, including as far back in history as it's possible to go, then we'll get the return tenfold from it. And I think the barrier is in a very lucky position, being a discrete area surrounded by sea and having such an interesting history anyway. I just think this society has got the capacity and the potential to be the small community that knows the most about its past. And knowing your past, it should have a repercussion on the society as a whole in all sorts of ways. It will change the society by knowing more about yourself. Yeah.
Okay. John, would you just like to add something else before we kind of bring this to an end?
Oh, well, it's time to gain inspiration from the past to guide us in the future, and that really is what history is about. It's the land, it's from the top of the hill you see the shoreline, the wider the vision, getting the subject down on paper for people to read, to understand, to learn from, creates a wisdom and assists us be better people. To know the future, to handle the future better, we really need to look at our past and to understand our past. And I think the world is at a fragile tipping point where it is important to look at the old ways and to listen to the old people. And I think this book is one small step on that huge, giant journey that the next generation is going to have to make. So buy the book. It's a beauty. And the history department, or the history group, is a really powerful little group. So we welcome new members. There'll be pens and forms there for you to fill in. So on the day at the pavilion tomorrow, come in, sign up, and become a member. We also have the website. Don, do you have the name of it? You'd like?
It's the
Great Barrier History,
Great Barrier Island History.org. That's the way to get into it, and we look forward to hearing from you, sharing with you, and we care about you. Just remember that. Thank you.
John Scrimger, Don Armitage, thank you very much for coming in and talking to us about your projects.